How's it going, everybody? It's your boy, the Humble Hacker from Chi-Town Sharon, and back with another video. And today we're going to be going over Boolean. Is you ain't. Alright, so let's see what this puppy's all about. So we got our terminal up here. We're going to start using RustScan. And the only downside is that it doesn't output all formats, so I still use InMap for that anyway. But it does give a good search when you use it properly. So I'm basically going to use the command RustScan, specifying the IP address and specifying all ports with a limit of 5,000. This tick lets us use the InMap switches of using safe scripts and enumerating versions, and I just output it just to a generic name here. But I also ran InMap as well, so we can easily check that out and see what we got. So we have 222, we don't mess with you, 80, and 33017. So going from the top down, so we look at what's on port 80. So we're going to grab our IP right here and see what you all about. Whoops. I accidentally cut my burp ball and did not mean to do that. I'm going to go and try it again. There we go. Alright, so we're at looks like a login screen. First thing, whenever I get an HTTP page on any of these labs, first thing I always do, I always check the source code first. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Yes, I don't know jack, but we're going to fix that today. So, we had nothing useful up here, but we do have the opportunity to create an account. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go and make the generic accounts. I'm going to go guest 1. I'm going to make that the username, the email address, and the password. And actually, since this is a web page, we have to have, that did not come out right at all. We have to have a proxy in between to show us what's in between. So we're going to open up Burp. And I'm going to highlight all of that and start this thing. Okay, go ahead and set our skip. Go ahead and paste that. Go to our proxy settings. Make sure we only get this traffic and nothing else. Get out my face. And we turn you on. And we refresh you. Okay, so let's go ahead and create this. No, damn it. There we are. Go ahead and create this user here. And see what we get. So I'm going to turn my intercept on. Register. See what we get. Okay, post request data. I'm going to intercept this just to see what the other side gets. Okay, gives us 302. Forward that, turn that off, and where we at? Okay, this account's been created. Check your email for a confirmation link to people we don't have, but we use the garbage email, so we can't use that. So what happens if we originally log in? We get this. Okay, so what does this function at? What is this? Okay, so we can change the email here. All right, so let's see what that does. So I'm going to go ahead and put my intercept back on. Click that. Click that, click that. So we have our username, our password, not our password, but just our email here, and the option to change the email. So we're going to forward this, see what this gives us. Okay, so it gives us this output here, but this is also interesting. This false here. So can we turn this to true and then send this off? Let's see what that does. Not a damn thing. Okay, so let's try this one again. Let's see what happens if we tweak this, because that true was there. And that was interesting. So let's go there and see if we could play with that. First, let's take a look at this and see how this is designed here. So we're going to go to the decoder and then decode this as URL. and see how this is. Okay, so user emails in brackets, and this is our username. Well, email address because it's this here. So user call for an email field, and then the data that's in that email field. Okay. Okay. So let's keep looking. Did we do the intersect? Yes, we did. All right, so we're going to forward this out. Okay, so it did not work. Okay, so we're going to turn that off. Let's log out, log back in. No. And capture that. Okay, nothing out of the ordinary there. Okay. So this has a confirmed true. So we need to change that. So if we look at this, if we could follow this, we could turn this into, where's my damn notepad? There we go. So we could reference this and change it into user confirmed. Wrong symbol, damn it. Is that the right one? Okay, I guess it is. Equals here. So we should be able to add this to this request here. So I could probably put this, wait, wrong symbol. But see, these are URL encoded here. So yeah, URL encode that. Foo. Okay, so you don't want to do that. Okay. But I'm still going to intercept this response here. I'm going to forward this, capture that, confirm true. So we have something that says it is confirmed true. Okay. So I could forward this, right? Turn this bad boy off. Click that. Refresh that. Here we are. Bam! We're at a new page. Okay, so we're at a file manager, meaning that we could possibly test for file upload, maybe. But do we have any new data? Because this is a whole new page. So we're at a new page. Only check if there's anything new that's in here or not. Okay, so let us see what we have. We could browse for files, upload. Let's see. If I wanted to upload just a generic PHP file here, and we're still going to get the traffic from Burp when we do this. So if I go ahead and hit that, okay, so we have, looking down here at the bottom, I'm getting myself an idea of what this application is kind of working with. So we see there is a CWD parameter that doesn't have anything in it, and a file that has our file name and a download of true. We could probably change that download to false, but this could mean that we can maybe do LFI. If I could, let's go and Click that, see what that does. Okay, so it downloads our file, so we can get rid of that. And here's our path here. Okay, so this represents file. So let's see what we can play with this. I always, when it comes to LFI and payloads, so I always start with tree and then just go up from there. So 3. Let's just, because this is the file. So if I'm looking at this right, if I want to look up the Etsy password file, this is the file that I'm calling, and this is the path. So if I hit enter here, nudja. Go another one up. Nudja. Okay. Another one up. Here we go. We get something. All right. So let's open with mousepad, and dun, 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 we get the Etsy password file. All right. So now we just proven that we can definitely manipulate this here. So if we can read, can you tell me the path? Let's see how many users that we have. We have root, and then we have Remy, looks like. Okay, so let's get this up out of my face and see if we can see what's in Remy's home folder. So let's get rid of, well, that's not even going to be there. So we're gonna, so they're normally in home, Remy. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so here's Remy's folder that we're in right now. Bash history has nothing in it. Damn. We have our local.txt, but we're not this user though. So it's unlikely that we could get this. Yep, permission denied, but we have this her. So we can probably take one of these here. Okay, so I am gonna take this. Grab that, and I'm gonna place that into my folder here for this lab. Okay, clean you up. Okay, so normally in the situation we have an ID RSA key, we can sometimes use it and bypass without a password, or we can just edit it and then make our own that is based off of this key here. So if I'm going to try, go SSH I using the ID RSA file. This is Remy's, and the IP address is right there. So will this let us in? Hell no. Alright. Hold on, I totally forgot. One thing that we normally do for executing permissions on our system is to give us 600, and my numlock was not on. Easy fix on that one. Alright, let's try this again. See if this lets us. Nope. Alright, but what we can do, we can use SSH keygen to allow us to use our SSH session to be allowed here. It's pretty much making a key from our machine, putting it on that one. Maybe we could do that one. So let's try that. Let's try that one out. Let's go with keygen. Well, here's our command right here. So I'm going to use dash keygen, and this is going to be empty for password here. Give it these 600 permissions, and then see if we can log in. But we need to make our authorized key first. So we have our authorized key, correct? Yes, we do, right here. So what we need to do is figure out how to put this in here. So can we upload into any folder? I wonder. So we'll have to put the file here for the authorized keys. Let's find that. Okay, and we can upload to this folder, correct? Yes, we can. Okay. All right. So we do that. And let's try this SSH one more again. Okay, so we already got that stuff. All right, and we're in. Cool. All right, awesome sauce. So we're now in as Remy. So our first thing, we got to get our bearings. So there's no password for Remy, so because we overwrote it. So we can easily run sudo-l to see what we can do. Okay, so sudo's not on here, you mofo. So that's going to be a little bit tricky. But that doesn't mean that we can't try to look for binaries that we could possibly take advantage of. So let's go ahead and find that out. By using go ahead and find dash permissions special UID here. And the dev null. Whoops. Got to space that out. There we are. Not a damn thing. Okay, so that stinks on ice. So what's our next option here? Our next option is to utilize good old linpeas. But before we do that, we need to go to an available folder that we could easily run it in, which is going to be in temp. So I'm going to go to temp. And we have, no, we do not have, yes, we do have linpeas here, right here. So I'm going to start up the HTTP server. Let me get my damn IP first before that. Okay. Whoopsie doodle. There we are. Copy that. Close that. Now I can set this up. Then go ahead and hit that. Go and hit that. 200 OK. Yay! And let's get this started. So I'm going to go ahead and get this execute permission for this linpeas here. And then close you out. Then we run it. And let's see what we get. Okay. So it's just starting, just running through. So this might take a minute. But I'll be right back while this runs. Okay, and we're back. Alright, so our application's done. linpeas. So let's start from Jchop. Undoten. Alright, so let's see, we have exploit suggesters, we could try that out. Okay. Normally I look for these special applications, the binaries to use GTFO bins on. But this does give us a really detailed breakdown of how this operating system works and potential exploits on it. So let's see, nothing there. Software information. So we have user bin base 64. We're already Remy, so it should be fine. I want to set up another terminal here so we can sign in again as Remy and test these things. Okay, so we have base 64. Let's see what that gets us. Okay. For file read. So let's see if we can read Remy's with this. Y'all. Because she would have the local.txt file, so that would be home Remy local.txt. Okay. So we have base 64 encoded string of that, so we can read that, and then plus we are Remy, so duh. So can we do the same for root though? For the proof? Hell no. Okay, so we gotta start going deeper here. Alright, so we have these. Let's keep going on down here. So that's just an example of how we can like exploit these binaries here. So let's keep going, see what else we got. Boom, 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 boom. So, okay, some stuff from GitHub. All right, some PHP files here. Let's see what else. No, those are just password files. Hello. Okay, possible private SSH key were found. Okay, so, that's weird. Oh, okay, so that's what that is. So, this is this. So if that's the case, then we should be able to escalate by SSH as root onto here. So let's see if we can do that. So we SSH, and this is going to be on localhost. So I'm going to use the root file there. Whoops, it's in Remy's SSH folder. Dumb. All right, so we gotta go. So we gotta go there first. So there we go. Okay, and go to the keys. There you are. All right, so I'm gonna go SSH dash I, the root file here, as root on this system. Okay, so we got received disconnect from localhost, too many authentication failures. All right, well, what the hell does that mean? And how do we fix it? Okay, so get out of my face. There we go. All right, so where do we go? Do you have anything? Solve this. Does it especially use? Oh, okay. Solve this. Be update this config file to tell SSH especially only use this key. We need to add the following two lines to these. Okay, so I can use this. Okay. So how does this work? So I'm going to go back, fix this up. And see how to use this damn thing. Okay, so we kind of use it like this here and just go yes. Okay, so let's see that. All right, so I'm gonna go, this is H, so O, identities only. Did I even spell this right? Oh my god. equal yes. Then now I should be able to call this file at .0.0.1. Boom! And we are root. So I can simply go, who am I? Root. And there's our proof. And that is the lab of getting both the local and the proof file off this box. Yeah, this was tricky. This was definitely tricky. But yeah, just giving just a good rundown of how I normally go down these machines and stuff like that. Again, if you like the content, like, go ahead and let me know, drop a like and follow and stuff like that. If there's any other of these machines that you want me to try to tackle to explain, like from my style and stuff like that, feel free to do that. Other than that, you guys have yourself a great week. I'm Sharon and I am out. Peace.